Let me know when the shooter's ready.
I'm ready.
Stand by!
Welcome back, ladies and incels. Today we're talking about something that I think this is the most in-depth I've gone with a product, time-wise, money-wise, rounds-wise, what have you. And as you probably read in the thumbnail, the intro, whatever, we're talking about the Vortex Razor Gen 3 6 to 36 by 56 question mark. But before we get into that, make sure you follow me on Instagram at MadMaxLOP. Check out the website maxlop.com. That's 2 X's in Max. Make sure if you want to help out the channel a little more, you check out patreon.com/MadMaxGuns. And so I've been using this for about 2 years now. A lot of people actually, like, you always hear a lot of you people been asking me to talk about it. It's like 1 or 2 people in the comments ever. I've had a fair amount of people ask me to do a video on this, and I know it's been out for a couple of years now, but it's one of the newer optics in the precision rifle space, I would venture to say. Before I bought this, I was really thinking about getting a zero compromise, a Zico, zero compromise. Yeah, that. 5 to 27. I was looking at the tangent thetas. They're a lot of money, man. They're up in the 4,000 plus range, whereas this, with the old military discount, which if you're military, first responder, police, whatever, Vortex takes care of you real good. But I paid not a lot of money for this, relatively speaking. And early on, I was watching a lot of reviews on it. I think the guys, Area 419, did a video on it, and they compared it to the Tangent and the Zico. Ilya from Dark Lord Optics talks about it. I've shot both the Zico and the Tangent. What I remember about the Tangent is it being very unmemorable, which is wild because that's supposed to be like the tippy top of the spear, and I shot it as, like, I'm sure everything about the construction of it was real nice. I didn't do anything. I just shot a couple rounds through it, and it really didn't do anything for me. The Zico, on the other hand, is very sharp, but I don't think it's sharp to the point where it should cost 2 times as much as this. I think after you go anywhere past this, even you're in diminishing returns territory. Like, I'm not talking down on the Mark V. I'm a big Mark V fan, big ATACR fan. There's something about Night Force eye boxes that rub me the wrong way. It's me. It's not them. It's certainly me, and it's just me being nitpicky. Story time. Last year, there was a guy that was shooting a Foundation stock. I really wanted to try it out. He was shooting 6 Creed with an impact action in a Foundation stock and a Night Force ATACR 7-35. Got behind the gun. It was just something about the reticle. I don't believe it was a Mill XT. I think it was H59 or a Tremor 3. There was a lot of shit going on, and I just didn't dig it. Could that just be the reticle? I remember there being like a tight eye box. It was something about it that rubbed me the wrong way, and I haven't been a Night Force guy since then. I had an ATACR 5-25, but it was a second focal plane. Couldn't really do much with it in the stuff that I like to do, so ditched it. Then I've gone through several loopholes. I really like them. The PR2 reticle I think is outstanding. But I just really, what it came down to is I wanted to try something new. I'm just not disappointed. I'm not going to talk about all the, the data sheet that you can go to any scope retailer and get all the information about it. Length, height, weight, girth, I don't know. I will tell you it's a 34mm tube and there's plenty of adjustment. 34mm tube, the adjustments on here, if you got an earlier model, there might have been issues with the elevation knob. If you send it out to Vortex, you'll have it back in 10 days. That's another great thing about them. Their warranty's outstanding. But I've heard of that happening early on. I haven't heard anything about it since like the first run of these. But you always hear in review channels, audible and tactile. It's not mushy. It's nice and crisp. It's not so loud where it becomes a distraction, but it's loud enough to where if you're not looking, you could count it if you're cool like that. Windage the same way. A common complaint from the earlier models, the Gen 1 and the Gen 2, is how tight the magnification lever knob twisty thing was. They do two things now. They send you a throw lever in the box, you don't have to buy it extra, and it's very smooth. Like, there's not a whole lot of pressure going on here, and it's just very smooth. It's not too tight, not too loose, it's just right. We'll knock this out of the way real quick. Illumination doesn't mean anything to me. I haven't really shot at like Twilight or anything in a match. I'm sure one day I'll shoot at that point. Not there. Until then, illumination doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know if it's daylight bright. I'm going to venture to say it's not. Is it possible because the 1 to 8s or 1 to 6s and 1 to 10s are? Possible. But I'm not saying this is. But it has 10 stages of brightness in the illumination. The parallax goes from 10 to 1000 to infinity. This would be right at home at, like, if you want to go top-notch rimfire match gun. This would be a fantastic choice. Glass quality. I'm no scientist when it comes to glass clarity and all that, but I do know, going from other optics in this price range to this, there's a noticeable difference. It is some of the clearest shit I've ever seen in my life. I'm looking at myself right now. Edge-to-edge clarity, sharp. The definition is outstanding. You can see like finite lines. Unfortunately, my trigger cam footage, I didn't have it focused, and these never project a proper view of what the eyeball's actually seeing, so it's not like really fair. For my money, the value on this is outstanding, especially when you can get it at a solid price. Now for the function. It tracks perfectly. Did the box test, you shoot a baseline group in the middle, dial 10 to clicks left, at 100 meters, 109 yards, that would be 1 or 10 centimeters. So I did blocks, make sure it's all level out at the target. Shoot, dial 10, hold the original point of aim. The point of impact should be exactly 1 mil to the left, which it was. Dial up a full mil, do it again, right 1 mil, do it again, right another mil, do it again, dial back down, do it again, and then back to the middle. It should hit each dot that you draw on the target within the margin of error, and it certainly did. I say all that to say it tracks perfectly. And on top of that, the reticle tracks perfectly as well. This whole season, my biggest revelation has been holding over rather than dialing, saving time, and giving you more time to shoot. I think the most I've actually held on a target in a match was 7 mils. Typically speaking, if it's more than 4 mils, I dial. If it's less than 4 mils, I hold. And this reticle, I think this reticle is perfect. You got every full mil, you have a set of wind holds, and on those wind holds, you have a heavy dot for every mil of windage. If you shoot out at distance and you miss, there's no reason, if your gun can do it, that you shouldn't be able to make a follow-up and hit the target, if that makes sense. The reticle is very intuitive. Other than that, I don't know what I'm missing. Color's great, clarity's great, sharpness is great. Is there other optics out there that are better than this in certain aspects? I'm sure. It is heavy and clunky, but in this game, that's what you want. Oh, the zero stop. Zeroing this is unique. Usually, you dial what you're zeroing, you zero the gun, slip the rings back to 0, you're good. This, your elevation knob and your windage knob stay at 0. With your handy dandy tool with a wrench and a little, like a thick flathead screwdriver, you loosen this set screw here, and then as you can see there's measurements around in a full circle. You make the adjustments here. There's no clicking, so you can get the most precise 0 that you could possibly get ever, because you're not limited by full 10th mil clicks, if that makes sense. You can go half a tenth. You could go a quarter of a tenth. You could tweak it ever so slightly to where it is as close to perfect as the human can get it, which is pretty freaking cool. It's a little bit to get used to in the beginning, but once you get used to it, you get used to it. I run it in a one-piece MDT mount. The return to 0 on this is fantastic, so I'm just going to throw it back on there and then get back out there, confirm 0, and be good to go. But overall, I'm not disappointed with this at all. Actually, I'm quite happy with this purchase. Usually by now, when I have something for a year and a half, I sell it and I look for the new thing. While I would love to try the Zico 8-40 or 7, whatever it is, the new one with the crazy magnification, I can't bring myself to drop that much money on an optic. Even though the Zicos are so aesthetically pleasing and have that big monster 36-inch main tube, this is what I'm rocking with for the foreseeable future. That's all I got for you guys. If you're wondering if you should buy this scope, if you're looking to upgrade from something but you're not looking to literally crash your bank account, this is your go-to. I would take this over the Knife Force. I would take this over the Loophole. That's just me. Go out there, borrow somebody's, get your eyes behind different stuff that you're looking for and try it out. But if you're asking for my opinion, I would take this over a 5-25 Mark V, a 5-25 ATACR. I've never tried a 7-35 Mark V, so I can't speak on that. But yeah, no, I would definitely take this over the stuff that I've mentioned in the past. So that's all I got for you guys. Until next time, it was nice seeing you. Hope to see you again. If you liked the video, drop a comment. If you got any questions, ask away. If you have any questions that require a more nuanced answer, DM me, MadMaxLOP on Instagram. Drop a like, subscribe, comment, all that nonsense. If you didn't like the video, as always, eat a dick. I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming out.